17 fences this time to be jumped, and King's Fountain is the first to show. King's Fountain from Tipping Tim over on the far side as they jump the first, with Ida's Delight right up with them. Another Coral on the inside. Torren Field right up with the lead two. Tipping Tim, Torren Field and King's Fountain as they jump this one from Ida's Delight. Another Coral and Cashew King and No Snaguia and Lumberjack just the back marker. Quite tightly packed as they come to the third, with Tipping Tim just the leader from Torren Field on the inside. Ida's Delight third, four is No Snaguia. Then comes King's Fountain, and behind him Cashew King, another Coral and Lumberjack. They run downhill with Torren Field and Tipping Tim disputing it from Ida's Delight and No Snaguia on the outside of King's Fountain. Then comes Cashew King, Lumberjack, and another Coral, and they're going a good clip in this AF Budge Gold Cup, in which another Coral is seeking to become the first since Pegwell Bay to complete the Mackerson Budge double. Tipping Tim at the fourth, lands just in the lead from Torren Field and Ida's Delight, little between the three. No Snaguia is close behind them. Then comes Cashew King, King's Fountain on the far side, another Coral and Lumberjack, and pretty closely grouped still as they jump the fifth. Torren Field and Tipping Tim and Ida's Delight, these three disputing it, ahead of No Snaguia. Then Cashew King, King's Fountain being tracked by another Coral. Lumberjack still just the back marker. Over these six, Torren Field, Lanny just in the lead from Tipping Tim, and on the far side King's Fountain, on the near side Ida's Delight, and then No Snaguia, then Cashew King and another Coral and Lumberjack over the seventh, and still Torren Field and King's Fountain. Then Ida's Delight and Tipping Tim, another Coral on the inside, No Snaguia with between horses, Cashew King, and finally Lumberjack. Begin to swing left-handed now to go down into the country. King's Fountain the leader. From Torren Field on his outer, and then Tipping Tim, and other Corals moved up on the inner. Ida's Delight close, No Snaguia, and then Cashew King, and finally Lumberjack. Over the eighth, King's Fountain and Torren Field, and Cashew King will fall there. Cashew King has gone at that one. Coming down to the water, number 9. And King's Fountain the leader from Torren Field, Tipping Tim. Then comes Ida's Delight, another Coral going the shortest way on the inner, and this is the first of the ditches with King's Fountain the leader from Torren Field, Tipping Tim and another Coral. King's Fountain lands over that ditch. Lumberjack made a bad mistake at that one and lost ground. Trevor Wall's up all right after his fall with Cashew King over the 11th, and King's Fountain landed in the lead there from Torren Field. Another Coral, then Tipping Tim and No Snaguia and Ida's Delight, who's lost ground, and Lumberjack is being pulled up, and they're coming to the final ditch. 6 from home, and King's Fountain is a good 2-length leader from Torren Field, and another Coral and Tipping Tim and No Snaguia on his outside, and then Ida's Delight, and these are the only ones left in it now as they jump the fence at the top of the hill. King's Fountain, 5 from home, a good 2-length leader from Torren Field and another Coral, and then No Snaguia as Tipping Tim makes a bad mistake. Ida's Delight has got a lot to do from where he is, and King's Fountain, the top weight, is still cruising in front by 3 from Torren Field, by 2 from another Coral, who's a length and a half up on No Snaguia. 4 from home this, and King's Fountain jumps it clear of Torren Field. Behind Torren Field is another Coral. No Snaguia made a slight mistake there, coming down now to the next. This is 3 from home. Torren Field is the challenger now, the closest challenger to King's Fountain. King's Fountain lands in the lead from Torren Field and another Coral, and then Ida's Delight, who's moved into 4th. No Snaguia 5, and 6 is Tipping Tim, racing towards the home turn. Anthony Torrey on King's Fountain is the clear leader from Torren Field, with another Coral trying to make ground towards the outside. Coming down now towards the second last in the Budge Gold Cup, and now another Coral is the challenger to King's Fountain. King's Fountain from another Coral. Anthony Torrey from Richard Dunwoody as they jump the second last, and it's King's Fountain from another Coral under pressure on the near side. King's Fountain over on the far side. King's Fountain still has a length and a half advantage as they jump it. King's Fountain lands in the lead from another Coral. Third, Torren Field racing into the closing stages. King's Fountain from another Coral, Torren Field, and then Ida's Delight. King's Fountain is going to win the Budge Gold Cup in great style under Anthony Torrey to get him off the 13 mark. King's Fountain is the winner. Second is Another Coral. Third is Ida's Delight, and 4 Torrent Field, and 5 Keen Tipping Tim. They're the only finishers, and so the result is first number 1, King's Fountain, owned by Mr. E.J. Banks, trained by Kim Bailey and ridden by Anthony Torrey. Second was number 2, Another Coral, owned by Mr. Michael Dealey, trained by David Nicholson and ridden by Richard Dunwoody. And third was number 4, Ida's Delight, owned by Mr. Alistair Charlton, trained by him and ridden by Brown Story, with fourth, number 5, Torrent Field, and King's Fountain getting a 12-to-1 quote from Ladbrokes, from 20-to-1 and from 20-to-1 to 14-to-1 with Corals.
This was a magnificent performance by King's Fountain, who grabbed the race a mile out, was never headed after that, led by a length and a half from Torrent Field and Another Coral at the third last. There were only 3 horses in it from a long way out, and very soon only 2, because Torrent Field came under the whip but could find no more. Anthony Torrey has made plenty of use of this horse's stamina, and he's kept on galloping all the way up the hill. Coming round to the second last now, ears pricked, he goes quickly 3-4 lengths clear from Torrent Field, and here comes the challenger, Another Coral, who just for a moment looked as though he was going to make a real race of it, and he comes into the second last and closes the gap to about a length. A beautiful jump for Richard Dunwoody here, 1-2 up, and he's in with a chance between the last 2. But Anthony Torrey's got so much horse beneath him. 11 stone 10 it might be, but he's still on a good handicap mark. Gives his horse 1 smack. Richard gets his horse beautifully balanced at the last again, asks him to come up, which he does most beautifully. That jump gave him a chance if there was any lesser horse than King's Fountain in front of him. But King's Fountain's a bit special, and he's found another gear on the run-in, and far from closing the gap, Another Coral, he finds the winner, the top weight, going away 4-5 lengths clear for a magnificent performance, adding this to the H&T Walker Gold Cup and fulfilling the opinion of his trainer, Kim Bailey, that he's a serious Gold Cup contender. So, King's Fountain